I'm gonna come in here. We are on the video too, and out in the middle of the pub downtown, Mulvane, Kansas. At I don't remember where this water park is, but this is a new water park down here, and yeah, I've been as I write my story, as I look into my movie, there's something special about Mulvane that I really like, which is like this what Kansas kind of stands for. My dad grew up here, so it has a lot of what I feel like most country small towns in Kansas are about, and you know a lot of the community. It's very safe. Most people are into some kind of like agricultural occupation, and a lot of people are man, they're just like friendly. People will ask a lot of questions. You'll know a lot of people when you go into the stores, and if they haven't seen you before, it's probably they know that you're not from the actual towns because they see a majority of regulars. So right now, what's really cool, one of the coolest things about Mulvane is this uh, is the Old Settlers, which is like a kind of like a cool theme. What is it? What would you call it? A fair or something. They have a lot of They have like rides, and it's exactly what you would think of when you see like a small town movie, and you see like a fair going on and stuff like that. So it's very, very just peaceful, fun, um, and something about it makes me enjoy and understand my characters more, um, and where their family came from. I think it's just because it's from my perspective of growing up here. My grandpa came here, and my grandpa was from here. Grandpa, grandma, dad was born here, and he absolutely loved it. His brothers and sisters, they all grew up here. Went to Mulvane High School, went to the church here, and it's evolved through time. The downtown to just kind of like look a little bit newer, but it still has a lot of that aesthetic of old Mulvane. People I don't think have changed much, meaning like still very welcoming, still very kind, still very interested in people that are not from here, you know. So we're down here for the day, and we're just spending some time. You guys find us snow cone? Okay. So, welcome back again. Thank you guys for joining me on this lovely Sunday. This is the second video of the day. We're talking about The Creative Act, A Way of Being by Rick Rubin. And last I left off, I was talking about, just got to make sure, right before our eyes, things that are right in front of us. And then he leads right into the next chapter, which is called A Whisper Out of Time. And this was something that I ended the last video on, this idea that everything that you're listening to could be more of a whisper. The things that you're searching for are maybe not a loud, in your face thing, but more of a very, very silent, small thing, small sign, something that feels insignificant, but is actually very much in your face if you're paying attention. So, one thing that I gotta get used to, which is kind of fun, is just like making sure that I get relaxed around like an open environment and like being calm with it, because I'm not used to being on camera, but I enjoy the camera, and I think I'm trying to like get used to the idea of people watching and staring and seeing what they might think of. What is this guy? Who is this? He's a YouTuber. I have a podcast mic. I got my big old camera set up on my tripod, and so I got tattoos. I'm very much saying, look at me. I got pink shorts on, yellow shirt, got Crocs on. I'm not from here. So I'm trying to warm up, get my personality out so I can actually talk to you guys in the way that I want to. But yeah, I'm sharing that because I'm pushing myself in an uncomfortable position to realize, one thing that actually helps me remember to be myself is to view life as a video game or a simulation. And when I start to think of it like that, when I start to think of life as a simulation, I start it actually relaxes me a lot. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm just like a video game character, and I got to get through my life, and I got to get whatever task that I have done. So all the people around me are just some kind of bot or sim that has nothing to do with what I got going on. So when I interact with them, then I decide whether or not I want to move forward with a conversation or like be around them. And it really just like relaxes me. It's funny. Try it one time. Just like today, just like think about think about your life as a simulation and just say everyone around you is characters and you're the hero and you need to go, get your mission done for the day, and it like calms you down. You just like don't really think about people's opinions. You're like, I am the person that was chosen for this particular chapter or this video game or this character. Somebody chose me as their character to be, and they're playing me right now. So I think that's just kind of a fun way to relax yourself whenever you look at it like that. So anyways, okay, so it's called A Whisper Out of Time. He says it's common for an artist to question their weight of their ideas. I'm going to try to do this. Hold on, let me read this. This always feels weird when I have to read everything and I look weird on camera and I'm just like looking straight down, looking strange. So a 5-year-long creative process might have begun with a fleeting moment in a dream or a remark overheard in a parking lot. In hindsight, this tiny seed that led us down a winding path may seem insignificant. We might wonder if it's big enough or if the direction is important enough to keep traveling. When gathering seeds to begin our work, we may be tempted to look for a grand sign before committing ourselves. A clap of thunder to assure us that we've found the right path. We may disregard ideas that don't seem of great importance or magnitude, but the size does not matter. Volume does not equal value. We can't weigh source material based on the initial impact it makes on arrival. Sometimes the smallest seed grows into the biggest tree. The most important innocent idea can lead to the most consequential writing. Trivial insights can open the doors to vast new worlds. The most delicate message could be of the greatest importance. Even if the seed is nothing more than what we notice, a momentary perception, an unexpected thought, even the echo of memory. Even the echo of a memory, it's enough. Most often, the hints of inspiration and direction from source are small. They appear as tiny signals traveling through the void of space, quiet, subtle, like a whisper. To hear whispers, the mind must be quiet. We pay close attention on all fronts. Our antenna, sensitively tuned. Boosting our receptive may require a relaxing effort. If we're trying to solve a problem, trying can get in the way. Splashing in a pond stirs up clouds of dirt in clear water. In the relaxing mind, we may have greater clarity to hear the whisper when it comes. In addition to meditation, we might softly hold on to a question and go for a walk, swim or drive. The question isn't being worked on, just loosely held in awareness. We are posing it gently to the universe and God and opening ourselves to receive an answer. Whenever I see just the word universe, I'm going to make sure I say God too. He doesn't say God in the book, but I want to remind you that the universe and God are connected and we are connected to both. So I think Rick is just trying not to, he might, I'm assuming he does. I don't know if he believes in God or not, but I'm assuming he does. Sometimes the words seem to arise from the outside and other times the inside. Whatever route the information arrives, though, we allow it to come by grace and not effort. The whisper cannot be wrestled into existence. only welcomed with an open state of mind. You know, I'm kind of like, a lot of times I'm connecting with his chapters and feeling something really grand, or I'm feeling something very like, oh yeah, thank you for the reminder, or I read things and I say, I can relate to that, or I know what that feels like for myself. This particular chapter with the whispers and being quiet-minded, the thing that uh, makes me relate the most is my noisy brain, my mental chatter, the things that make me question every single little thing that's going on. And then to lose sleep on certain things, and to be busy minded with worrying, and to just try to come up with like every scenario possible before I actually make an effort to do something. And that is what I'm reminded of when I hear him say, to quiet your mind, and then your antenna will be more sensitive, and it will receive the smaller messages that are being said to us. So that's what I think of. I think of my busy mind moving too much, and me blocking all these small things. In my other video, I talk about thinking about all the small things that have influenced my life and pushed me forward. And it could be the smallest moments, even this moment that I'm having right now. Um, being around Mulvane, even though it's a small town, and back in the day I would have disregarded being here and knowing why I'm around it, and not appreciating what it means in my life, not appreciating what it meant to my father, to my family. Even just these thoughts that I'm having as I reflect are my small whispers, knowing that I'm setting myself in this environment because I'm searching for I'm searching for the writing of my movie. I'm searching for myself to connect to the child that grew up here, the teenager that didn't want to come back, and what I was doing as a teenager to not want to be here. But as a child, I couldn't wait to be in Mulvane. I couldn't wait to see my grandma and grandpa. That for me is so great as the person searching, the self-discovery, so that I can tune into what is real and honest and true for myself in my writing, and wanting to know and remember the things that I felt when I was a kid. When I'm when I'm tapping into that, it's not just the moments of being here, but like all these other thoughts that start rushing in, all these other memories that start rushing in as a kid. How I got along with my brothers and sisters, how I got along with my mother, my father, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, all the feelings I would have at holidays or birthdays. And I start to just remember, and some of those memories influence what I want to write about and talk about. So that is a very special thing for me to continue to like think about when I am here, and to just remind myself with what he's saying by calming my mind and trying to relax. And as I'm relaxing, it will create more receptors, more antennas, maybe more signals to help build ideas for things that I want to do. That's hard, to quiet your mind. Quiet your mind. Meditation, prayer, sitting in silence, those things are hard. And all you could do is remind yourself that it's important for you to practice, because you don't know what's going to come from it. Man, sometimes the words seem to arise from the outside, and other times the inside. Whatever route the information arrives through, we allow it to come by grace and not effort. And he starts to talk about it in the next chapter, and it kind of bleeds into this, and I'll just go into it. It's called Expect a Surprise. He says, if we're paying attention, we may not notice that some of our most interesting artistic choices come about by accident. So it feels like The small moments, the whispers are those accidents. And I'm going to jump forward and paraphrase some of these. This is like the highlighted stuff. He says, in time, we learn to count on the hand of the unknown. One way is through letting, sorry, let me say that again. I'll have to jump back because I highlighted something. I'll have to jump back here real quick. He says, in time, we grow accustomed to experiencing moments that are difficult to explain. Moments where you give the art exactly what it needs without intending to, where a solution seems as if it appeared without your intervention at all. In time, we learn to count on the hand of the unknown, meaning we're relying on the idea that there's something out there, right? There's the unknown of not knowing. We're counting on that to happen. We're saying that's going to happen to me. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know something good is going to happen out of it. Like, you have a feeling and instinct because you experience it so often. And I'll relate that to, I always tell the story of, and I mention it to as many people as I can, about the idea that when I went out to LA with my brother and JR, that we didn't really know, other than what brought us out there initially, what we were going to do after. And then in the moment of after, we didn't know what to do. We just kept trying things, and people would always ask me, and I said this before, what, when they ask you about your 5-10 year goals, it's like, I didn't know. All I wanted to do was work with my friends and family and make cool things, right? And I did that. It just happened naturally without me knowing. I tell people that want to get into video production that you gotta be very used to not knowing where your work's gonna come from. It just appears. Like, it literally just appears by the work that you've done in the past. And every time you network with somebody, that person eventually comes back. It might not be right away. It could be 6 months, a year, literally like a few years go by and they could hit you up because they remember you because of your impression, the person you are. If you made an amazing, lasting impression because you worked hard or you had good work, or, people remember that stuff and they hold on to the idea of who you are when they first met you. So that's why they say it's so important for first impressions, because if they don't trust you, you don't know how long you have with that person. So, counting on the hand of unknown, it happens so much in my life. Even today, like, I don't know half the time what's going to happen when I put efforts into the things that I'm doing, but I know that it's going to work out. Like, I just know that it's going to happen. As long as I just keep working on it, I know it's going to happen. He says, one way is through letting go of control. Release all expectations about what the work will be. Approach the process with humility and the unexpected will visit more often. If we choose surrender, the ideas that want to come through us will not be blocked. Set aside the outline, write with no map, and see what happens. With your intention set and the destination unknown, you are free to surrender your conscious mind, dive into the raging stream of creative energy, and watch the unexpected appear again and again. And I'm glad that we kind of are ending this episode with that idea of letting go, to the point where you have to be, people say you have to learn to be uncomfortable because you're gonna be uncomfortable, and that's what they're kind of talking about. It's like, I don't know why I mocked them. I didn't mean to mock them, but yeah, I mean, like, I said that before too. You have to learn to be uncomfortable. You have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I'm not the only, I mean, I'm just saying that from my experience. I know there are plenty of other people that say similar things. And so as people connect, as you are connecting with me, and I'm sharing my adventure, and I'm sharing my thought, and I'm sharing my journey, and I'm sharing my perspective on things that he's saying and the things that I've experienced, it all comes back. It's like you see it, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. You learn that through energy, through you working on something, through you putting passion into something in a very pure place, you're gonna get something back from it. And if you don't think about it. You just move on. You like literally just do the next thing. Like, okay, nothing came of it. Okay, whatever. Well, what maybe did I learn from trying to achieve that? You know? And you just kind of just keep moving. Don't and you're not really thinking too much. I have lived a lot of my life like that, and in the moments I was not present enough to be happy with the fact that I was doing that. I just kept believing something was going to happen. So there are times where I was upset, sometimes where I was depressed, sometimes where I'd cry, sometimes where I'd be so frustrated with what's going on, wanting something more. And I didn't realize that I was doing everything I possibly could do. Well, to an extent, I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, which was trying to achieve the thing that I wanted at the time. And as long as I kept pushing forward, no matter how many steps I took that day, if it was a great day, got a lot done, I feel super accomplished. And then the next day, maybe I did half of that. Next day, a quarter of that. And then all of a sudden, you have a horrible day. You can't get off your butt. You're just in your head. You experience all that constantly in a circle. You'll go through those moments of having great weeks or great months, a great year, and then you'll have the opposite. And I kind of start seeing it as when I seen a prayer today, when you pray for something from God, um, and you're asking him for something, he's going to send you into a place in your life where you're being trained and to grow so that you may achieve the thing that you're wanting. Because right now, however you are, and you want something very great, you are not the person you're supposed to be to get that just yet. So he's putting you through trials, putting you through obstacles so that you may overcome them or fail in the moment. So you know the feeling of what it's like, and you learn learn from those mistakes so that you once you are in the position that you're praying for, you can actually fully receive it, appreciate it, understand it, know how hard it was. So I think about the only thing I could think about right now is my transitioning into what I'm trying to do with my life. And I know, okay, I'm restarting. I'm doing it all over again. But I know that I can't go backwards. I can't allow my decision making to go backwards. I can't. I know I want this. I know what I want. I got to keep pushing forward no matter how long it takes till I break the cycle of nothing's pulling me back. Nothing's pulling me back. And then the moment I decide I want to go back, and let's say in a year, I want to direct a music video, 6 months, few weeks, I don't know. At some point, I could feel the energy and need to want to do that. And that's okay for me to decide if I truly want to do it. If I'm doing it because of other people's pressures or me feeling like I need to please somebody, at that point, I'm going back on my word and I'm doing a disservice to myself and the people that are asking me to do it. Like, they should look at it that way too. I'm just dishonoring what they're asking me to do because I'm mentally not in the right place. And so trusting that when you make a decision to let go, quiet your mind, understand that through effort, through time, some unknown things are going to happen, which are going to be very, very beautiful. You cannot predict them, but they're going to come because you're putting the energy into it. Okay, well, I think we should go to the park. My wife is super hungry. They're eating shaved ice cream right now, so lots of sugar. My daughter's probably running off sugar and French toast, which is the same thing. So we're almost done, and I think she's crying right now. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you so much for your time. As always, go check myself out on Rico Did It. All these photos that I've been taking, all these things that I've been doing in the last little bit of my year, like this first 6 months, this transition. I'm sharing all these things through my photography, through my journey. So you can check some more of that stuff out on my Instagram at Rico Did It. You can also see Real Goats, all the work that we've done in the past on our website, or you can check out our Instagram, which has been archived down to about 25, 26 posts. But you can go back and look at our reels and stuff like that for all the other extra fun things, or see stuff that we're tagged in. And then we do have a TikTok. I haven't been updating it, but it's there. So if you're on TikTok, you check some of the videos out there. Show some love. Say you came from here. And then you got Rico. You got I Am Spicy Rico, Shaq, Gonzo, and you got Fro Bandy Truth, and then all the other amazing real goats that have worked with us through the years. So thank you so much for everyone tuning in. Until next time, stay brave, stay great, stay quiet. I don't fucking know. All right, thanks guys.